Just for the new people, before we get into the actual prediction, I just want to make it clear what the goal of this channel is. We have a rule of karma that's it's an unwritten rule of the channel where the information from this channel, you can profit from it all you want. It's free to use. You can profit from it as long as you follow the rule of karma. The universe is going to let you profit from it. The rule of karma is paying 5% of the profits back to the channel for all the free work we do, all the hard work we do, and 5% of the profits forward to one of these charities, leaving you with 90% of the profits to do with as you will, and make sure that you spend that money out of love. The universe will send it back to you tenfold in all directions, my friends. Later. This is the silver 1 month overview reading for the month of April 2023. It's currently March 28th, 2023, 9:22 p.m. Eastern Time. Silver at the time of this reading, $23.57 per ounce. And the silver shuffle file that we're about to play was created on February 24th, 2023 at 9:42 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. So the overall theme and behavior for the month, guys, we have a tricky reading here. The Devil card indicates an intentional fake out, shake out, or some sort of like false triggering of an indicator that's designed to, it's intended to create impulsive decision by the retail investor, make them do the wrong thing. It's crossed with a rally, a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. So it's important to remember that that the Devil card can indicate either direction. And the overall theme card also helps to inform on overall direction of the month. So when it's an ambiguous card like this, it becomes a bit more difficult to read. We can take a look at the April cluster and see if that informs. Well, my sense is that we have 3 pretty big drops, maybe 4 pretty big drops on the scale of a 1 month chart. A high at the beginning of the month, maybe a higher high mid-month, low towards the beginning of the month. So overall, it looks like it's probably bullish, but it's kind of a mixed month. Behavior around the highest high. So in real time, when we're looking to determine if we've reached the highest high for the month, we're going to be looking for this type of behavior as part of the criteria to determine if it's the highest high, and that behavior is sideways bullish price swings. Behavior around the lowest low, there'll be a notable decline out of which, due to multiple headwinds, out of which there's a significant move higher, even when everybody's expecting us to go lower, we go higher out of the low. So we want to see big moves out of scary situation, big move to the upside out of a scary situation as one of the criteria for highest high. Before we go any further, let's take a look at the 1 year that we did for silver. The 1 year was created September 25th, 2022 at 4:04 p.m. Eastern Time. So this is year-to-date spot price of silver. All right, so we had a resistance level highlighted in early January with a notable decline towards the end of the month. And the high in January also can be utilized as a mean point for a straddle or strangle. So the highest high on the silver 1 year should be higher than the high of January based on that logic. Looks like we're a little bit off on the early February, where there's like a bit of a rally on the reading. There's a bit of a rally offering an opportunity to open up a short position, and it looks like we kind of have that towards the end of January. And you have to give the 1 years, like I always say, the 1 years, you got to give them about 2 weeks of wiggle room, because each card energy is not going to line up perfectly with 2 weeks, right? So you got to give it a little wiggle room. But in any case, we go from this high here to sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow. That's like the end of February. Looks like we turn that into a decline to and through support to rotate sideways along a second support, and looks like we have that for early March. Also in early March, there's a significant trough out of which a trade opportunity yields an opportunity to open up a bullish position and close that bullish position at the highest high in April. And it looks pretty accurate, guys. We've got a significant trough that stood out here in March. And now we're on what appears to be a pretty strong rally, taking us into what could be a highest high. Based on this information, we should see a higher price level than this than we do here. Probably like 25, 26, something like that. There's the shuffle file completed. So not too shabby. All right, on the first, we have a decline that increases with momentum moving forward in time. On the second, we most likely have our highest high here. This is most likely where we have a highest high here on the second. And it looks like we probably revisit the highest high again towards the middle of the month. Either the second is a highest high, or it's the highest high until we reach the high that takes place here on like the 18th, 19th. In any case, there's a completion of a rally there on a multi-day chart there on the second. On the third, we decline to and through support to meet a second support. We bounce along that support sideways for a bit and then break down through multiple supports. A significant decline that'll stand out on a multi-day chart somewhere between the second and the fourth. And a range, a multi-day range is highlighted on the fourth. Looks like it's the upper end of a range. So we probably gap. Well, on an SLV ETF, we probably gap down on the fifth. But there's a notable move from a trough early in the day on the fifth. A notable move higher to successfully turn resistance into new support. And then another low, looks like on the sixth, probably a lower low due to a significant decline that'll stand out on a multi-day chart there on the 6th. Early on the 7th, a notable move to the upside, a breakout on a multi-day chart, but this rally offers a trade opportunity. We'll get into the trade opportunities in the paid version of this video. And then we have the abundance card there on the 8th. So there is possibility of another prominent crest or peak there. It's a really complex reading, guys, so it's possible, but I think probably it's not the highest high. It could be a notable high there, but I'm also picking up on quite a bit of energies telling me there's a lowest low there on the 9th and 10th. So a lot of price movement probably covered between the 8th into the 9th and 10th. A lot of price movement to the downside there. We have a prominent crest on the 9th from which we decline pretty hard into the 10th. And then most likely out of a lowest low there on the 10th. We probably have a lowest low on the cusp of the 8th, 9th, and again on the 10th. There's a big unexpected move to the upside, so that would stand true. That would hold true to the futility card in the low position, right? Move continues higher on the 11th, possibly to fill a gap down of some kind. And then on the 12th, we have a decline back to a prominent trough. It's a support level that we recently visited, so probably brings us back to the support level that we move higher off of on the 10th. On the 13th, 3 pokes through the same price level, followed by a sharp decline off of the 3rd poke. On the 14th, notable decline standing out on a multi-day chart. There's also a correlation to a fake-out, shakeout here. So it looks like we're being faked out to the downside. Between this decline on the 14th and somewhere on the 15th, there's a bit of a rally. That rally ends on the 15th. With the halting of a bullish trend marked by a sharp decline through key support. There's a day trade opportunity there on the 15th that we'll get into in the paid version. Matter of fact, there's a day trade opportunity on the 7th and on the 8th. And then on the 16th, we have out of a prominent trough, we have a significant move to the upside. Looks like on the 17th, we're pushing the upper end of the range higher, which is what leads me to believe we may have a higher price level here. Sometimes what happens when you see the Dominion card as the high correlator, it indicates that there's some price swings with two highs. So that's probably what happens here. So we get another high here on like the 18th, 19th, somewhere around the cusp of the 18th, 19th, probably closer to the end of the day on the 18th, because we sell off pretty notably from a peak or crest there on the 19th. Do sideways rotation along key support on the 20th. That ends with a fast sudden move higher, taking to a peak or crest on the cusp of the 28th and the 21st. key support level highlighted there, and a lot of price movement, a lot of price change on the 21st, offering another opportunity for a day trade, which we'll get into in the paid version. On the 12th, there's a rally into a key resistance. Looks like midday to early afternoon. There's key resistance, trade opportunity, and we decline from that resistance with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Looks like that decline's pretty substantial, taking us into the 23rd, where we see a prominent trough. On the 24th, key resistance on a multi-day chart highlighted, and another trade opportunity there, which I'll get into in the paid version. Guys, if you're interested in the paid version, the way that you get the paid version, it's a really great way to support the channel, guys. Go to our website, tarotfortraders.com, click on Eso-Meta Services, Eso-Meta Forecasts, prediction for next month. Click here, April's prediction, and then just pick the ticker in the case we're doing silver, which will be on the sticker list as soon as we post. It's a great way to support the channel. We remember everybody's names who does that, that's for sure. It's one of the best ways. That and the rule, the 5% rule from the rule of karma are the best ways to support the channel. So thank you all of you that go out and do that. Much appreciated. All right, so on the 23rd, a lot of price movement covered as well. Looks like early in the day, declined into a trough midday. And like I said, day trade opportunity, resistance level on the 24th, and an opportunity to trade on the 25th. Looks like we have another fake out, shakeout of some kind here on the 25th. Within a period of sideways rotation, where we're rotating sideways along key support on a multi-day, we rise to meet the nearest key resistance, and then we fall back down and continue rotating sideways along that key support there on the 25th. On the 26th, notable decline to a prominent trough. There's a prominent trough or peak there towards the end of the day on the 26th. Out of which there's a notable rally that increases with momentum moving forward into the end of the 27th, where we have a peak or crest. Rally continues on the 28th, offering a trade opportunity. There's a day trade opportunity on the 28th as well. And then on the 29th, we have a period of sideways rotation along key support with a peak or crest early in the day. Also looks like a speech of some kind that's highlighted there around that peak or crest early in the day. Something to do with finance, it would appear. Like economics or something like that. In any case, there's a period of sideways rotation on the 29th and a sharp dip that stands out in that period of sideways rotation. That sharp dip will bring us to a support level that was recently a past opportunity. On the 30th, we have a decline along a diagonal trend line, increasing with momentum as we move forward in time. And then the sneak preview for May, something to do with Congress. There's likely a holding pattern with a pop and drop in there for May. But as far as things are concerned, when we're looking at the 1 year, guys, we've got a highest high at the end of April, and you got to remember, you got to give it about 2 weeks wiggle room. So it's a highest high. Either we see it here in April, which I think is probably likely, or we see it in early, in early May, and it would be within close time proximity to the low for May, followed by another highest high, or possibly even a highest high in July. So just keep that in mind. We're somewhere right around the highest high if we haven't met it already. Alright guys, that's silver for the month of April 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure to always follow that rule of karma. It's not a matter of how much. It doesn't matter if it's $1 or $100,000. What matters is following the rule of karma. It's a mentality thing. Like attracts like. The way that you think about money and wealth and abundance is how you create and attract more of same. So to hold that mentality, you should act it out in real time, not put it off due to scarcity mentality, right? Abundance mind will do it in the moment and allow for more flow of abundance to come into play, just like the rule of karma will promise you, as long as you spend that money out of love. For those of you that got the paid version, stay tuned. We're going to get into that momentarily. I'll see you guys on the next one.